Hey, I hope you guys are having a good day. I thought I would do a quick video while I go for a drive to the shop. I get asked this question all the time. Is having Tourette Syndrome embarrassing? Yes, yes and no. It's a long answer, it's a short answer. My short answer is no. The long answer is yes. For a very long time, I was embarrassed. Do you know how annoying it is when someone always introduces you as, oh, this is Seamus, he's got Tourette's. Or always asks you and asks so many questions, and it's all the time to the point where it becomes your identity. For a very long time, I didn't tell anyone. And that wasn't because I was embarrassed of having it. That's because I got so over people constantly bringing it up. Now, I'm 33 and I've had Tourette's forever. I don't get embarrassed by it, ever. And I always am strong when I say that, because I feel as though you have to have a certain mindset to maintain that positivity and maintain the disposition of, no, I'm not embarrassed. This is mine, it's okay, and it's all right to be different. The moment you admit to yourself, it is embarrassing, then you're going to spiral into that embarrassing mindset. Now, there's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. Tourette's is hard because it's so visual. You're always going to be looked at and people are always going to be curious. And no, it's not embarrassing for me, but sometimes when I'm, maybe not feeling the best or not in the best mood or mindset, or look, life, you have ups and downs. You're always up and down in your whole life. And sometimes when you're in a down, you might be hungover, or you might have just had a fight with someone, or you might just be not feeling yourself, right? Those are the moments when you're down, when you're tired, and when you're at your weakest and your lowest. That's when your insecurities can creep up. It's a management. It's not like once you feel good and you're not embarrassed and you don't mind answering the questions or people looking at you or whatever. It's an ongoing management. I just shaved, as you can tell. And what happens is my skin feels really dry, and when I do this tick, it's like my skin stretches like it's the mask. Back to it. If you have just been diagnosed with Tourette's, or if you've got Tourette's, or if your child has Tourette's, I think it's really important to embrace the fact that it is an ongoing management. You are always going to have to be conscious of how the world views you and how you handle it. And if you're in a bad mood one day, it might not be the easiest thing. Confidence is one of those things where it comes and it goes. If you are more experienced in growing in your confidence, or you're more experienced at that skill, like muscle, like working out a muscle at the gym, if you actively work on your confidence and step out of your comfort zone more and more each day, just by little steps, you will grow more confident. But that doesn't mean all day, every day for the rest of your life, you'll never get embarrassed about anything. Embarrassment is a normal human emotion. Oh, that car stopped pretty quick. So you can be the most confident person in the whole world and still get slightly insecure. Especially if something else has happened to you, like a major thing. Maybe you've lost a loved one. Maybe your parents have had a divorce. Maybe you've had a car accident, a physical health battle. Or you've failed a subject at school, you've got fired from a job, whatever it might be, and your overall confidence takes a knock. Yeah, and if you are neurodiverse and you have Tourette's, if your overall confidence has taken a knock, yeah, you might get a little bit embarrassed when someone says something, and you might go, hang on, that's weird. I haven't been embarrassed like that since I was a kid. The only reason I say this is it's happened to me recently. I remember someone said something and I was like, oh, I wish they wouldn't say that. I was like, oh, that's weird. Why did I just think that? Like, I haven't thought that for years. It's because I've been so tired recently. And when you're tired, you're a bit more hyper emotional. And even though maybe my confidence, because I've been so tired over the last 2 weeks, my confidence has dipped from 100% to 95%. That 5% You notice it. It's like a tiny little chink in your armor and you're like, hang on a second. It's like if there's a sheet of metal and there's a little dent, you can notice the dent. It wasn't a hole through the metal. I hope these metaphors are making sense. I think it's really important that I make this video because I meet so many different people who have tics or Tourette's, maybe at the same scale as mine, maybe less, maybe more. And when it comes to like building resilient skills, or when it comes to overcoming your adversities, when it comes to improving your own self-confidence, there's always a chink in the armor. In order to be resilient, you've been through something. Adversity is a difficult period, a difficult situation. It's like maybe if you've been bullied at school and you get over it and you become more confident, there's still a little something. There's always a scar left over. So is Tourette syndrome embarrassing? It absolutely can be. But it's a bigger question than that. It's not, is Tourette syndrome embarrassing? It's, how are you with embarrassment? How are you as an individual able to handle that emotion we call embarrassment? How are you with insecurities? Again, it's like going to the gym. If I went and worked on my pec, what's that? No, it's not a pec, it's a bicep. If I worked on my bicep every day, I'd get massive biceps. And if I worked on building my confidence every single day, I would be very confident. And it's just the same as if you don't work on growing in your confidence, growing in your knowledge of your inner capabilities, your self-confidence, your self-assurance, well, then you're going to be easily embarrassed. It's a skill set, it's a muscle memory, it's something you must actively work on. Tourette's or not, I believe everybody should work on their confidence. If you have Tourette's, if you have any sort of insecurity, if you have any sort of, some people call it an invisible disability, whatever it is, if you've got a thing about you, there's two ways to handle it. Work on your confidence muscle or never leave your room. Which one would you prefer? You know, you got to be able to leave your room, man. The reason why I wanted to answer this question on a video is I was doing a talk at a school the other day and some parents came along and a parent put their hand up and asked, you know, do you ever get over having Tourette's? And it was a question that stumped me because with time, you can get over anything. If you put work into something, you can overcome that situation. If you are embarrassed about anything and you put a lot of effort into working and building up your confidence to not be embarrassed or not have your condition as an insecurity, then you won't be. Over time, you get better at it. Building up that armor, building up layer by layer by layer. This car's going really slow and there is a car coming. Time is your best friend, especially when it comes to Tourette's, because you've got it. It doesn't leave you. It's not like hanging out with someone and then you get to go home. With neurodiversity, you are neurodiverse forever. This car's going really slowly. Like they've got Tourette's. They're taking their time to work on their overcoming their insecurity. Yes, took a while. Oh, now this car wants to reverse. I tell you what. Okay, now that I've just arrived, to sum up this video, having Tourette syndrome isn't necessarily embarrassing. It's up to the individual of how much work they're willing to put into their self-assurance, how much work they're willing to put into themselves emotionally, psychologically, to make sure they're a well-rounded person, to be able to handle what society throws at them and whether they will be more inclined to embarrassment or insecurities or not. And how do they do that? Through building up their confidence, through assuring themselves of their own capability and growing that muscle of stepping out of your comfort zone and handling the little tiny little flack that you get when you step out of your comfort zone. So if there's anything you're going to take away from this, it's the more you are uncomfortable, the more comfortable you will be. Tourette's, ADHD, disability, able-bodied, insecurity, embarrassment, whatever it is, the more uncomfortable you'll be, the more comfortable you'll become. I've got to go inside and buy a mat for the front of my house because it's a dirty mat and it puts more dirt inside than outside. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. What do you think about what I've just said? Or you can even make a comment, what do you think of my moustache? Have a great day.